So the growth hormone, well, every day I walk like I'm late to work.
Right.
For several minutes. And then I do resistance training 2 to 3 times a week to create growth hormone.
Right.
So that I could retard the aging process, because that growth hormone, as I understand it, slows down the aging process.
Well, the fact is that basically the growth hormone doesn't really slow it down. It depends on the amounts. We talk about a zone. All the things you're doing are basically keeping that growth hormone in an appropriate zone. You know, the interval training. That is basically, now when I work out, I'll go to the gym, now I'll go maybe 3.5 miles an hour, and then I'll run as fast as I can for 90 seconds. And then rest for 90, or go 3.5 miles for 90 seconds, and run as fast as I can for 90 seconds. That's called interval training. It's not fun. You get sweat, you get out of breath, But that basically helps release growth hormone, but not over-secrete it. Now, if I'm doing that and I'm injecting growth hormone at the same time, I'm putting too much in the body. So basically, that's why this also gets in the whole area of bioidentical hormones. Someone asked this question. Say, well, what about bioidentical hormones? Well, they're not bioidentical. Injecting growth hormone is not the way it enters the body. The way it enters the body is secretion slowly in circadian bumps from the pituitary. So if I basically take a bioidentical hormone like estrogen and I put in my mouth, it's being metabolized totally different than basically what it was coming from my ovary. If I'm taking a bioidentical hormone by a patch, a transdermal patch, it's entering the body and being metabolized differently as if it came from the ovary. If I inject a hormone, testosterone or growth hormone, into the muscle, it's being metabolized differently than if it came from the pituitary gland.
So when I do my resistance training, my 60 or 70 push-ups, whatever it may be, and my muscles hurt, which, like when I was a child, my muscles hurt when I was growing up, that was growth hormone.
Yes.
That's why I was tearing down my muscles and creating growth hormone.
Mm-hmm.
When I do that now at the age of 66,
yes.
Am I creating growth hormone to retard the aging process or not? And I don't take injections.
Well, no, but you are, because now the growth hormone is coming from the natural spot, the pituitary.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that growth hormone, if you basically overdo it by injecting it in basically a non-bioidentical way, a non-natural way, you run a great risk. So if you're basically doing the things you're supposed to do, to basically maintain muscle mass and to maintain longevity, you're doing it because you're activating the natural way those hormones should be delivered. You're not basically overdoing it, you're not driving it out of the zone and delivering it in an abnormal way that the body really doesn't know how to handle.